everybody, and welcome back to Let's Talk About It, Season 2. Season 2, we're back and better than ever. I hope you missed me. And listen, the overwhelm of fan support has been insane. And I realized, the fans have been asking. And that's why the one, the only, Nick D'Amato is here today. Come on.
Yeah, bring it up. Hello, it is me, Nick D'Amato. I'm here on Let's Talk About It. Big fan of the podcast. And, shout out to the fans. I know you guys have been waiting. You guys have been kind of dying out there. I know, I've been suffering as well. I'm one of the fans, as I know, the suffering as well. And, it's been 11 months, almost a year since the last episode, and we've been waiting for episode 4, and we finally delivered. Production value has gone up. We have now upgraded to Audacity. Mm-hmm. So we got some better audio quality for you guys too.
We're really excited. Our Audacity is so top tier. We got a mic, and we're all set. Once again, thank you to the fans.
Of course, yeah.
I mean,
we couldn't do it without them, We got a lot of fans out there.
So we have a great episode for you guys today. We have sponsors. I know.
Yeah.
You might think
we went our production value went so up that we got sponsors now. So stay tuned for that. We got a script and everything for the sponsors. Crazy stuff.
So nuts. All right, so let's talk about what our podcast episode will be about today.
Yeah, what's the topic?
So today we are talking about our music faves, debunking our music favorites, our music type we like to listen to, and let's talk about it.
Cue intro music.
Okay. So, Nick, we both have lists of music that we felt the need to share.
Yeah, we both are very well educated, as I've actually made 5 albums of myself and made the first ever and only, I think, Kwanzaa album. Very special, very, great albums out there. Record them all. Very big hits. Shout out to Logan's dad. He's also a big fan of it. And we actually were on our own album, too, being the Christmas album, too. And Logan's dad's also on that. Shout out to Logan and Logan's dad. They made it and everything. And we, sang some great Christmas songs. And, everyone loved it. We also, me and Michelle have performed at Open Mic Night, which was, pretty lit. We got some songs out there. We also did a little bit of slam poetry as well with SUPRISE.
Right.
But, you want to say about your knowledge and... Yeah.
Well, let me back you up on this on this extreme resume. So, guys, everything will be linked down below in the description. Everything, the Christmas album, all 5 Kwanzaa albums for you guys to listen to. Unfortunately, our open mic night performances are exclusive. So you will have to show up to those when we go next.
Yeah, those are only live.
Only live.
Only live performances on that one.
But we have a crowd. It's a whole big deal.
Exactly. We have fans for that too as well.
It's the fans rushing in. The support has been amazing. So let's talk about our music.
Yeah.
So guys, if you listen to this podcast, you obviously know who I am, and you know that I love my classical umbrella term. My classical meaning movies, now video game soundtracks.
I was the one who introduced her to that, and that's what I'm mainly going to be talking about. I got a lot of video game recs. Most of the music I listen to, although, it's kind of embarrassing, it's video game music. I love video game music. I love video games, and there's nothing like it. So it's most of my recs are video game music, but I do have a little bit of TV shows in there as well as some other. Okay. Looks like someone broke into our studio a little bit, but we're all good. We're back. Yeah.
So let's talk about. I think we both have the same one, Xenoblade.
Yeah. We gotta talk about Xenoblade.
We have to talk about.
If we're talking about classical, we gotta talk about Xenoblade. there's nothing like Xenoblade. It's got like really good emotional music. I used it a lot in my first game that I made actually, as a lot of the emotional scenes in my game use Xenoblade, and that was like one of my favorite parts of making the game was connecting those emotional scenes with the music and in the game as well of Xenoblade. Does an amazing job of just like parting the music with the emotional scenes and everything. And like Xenoblade's got such a variety too. Like 1, 2, 3, and X all got like, you have your like environmental songs, you have your like sad songs, your happy songs, your energetic like battle songs. You have like vocal songs in there too, a little bit, some jazz, some like rock, some like smooth like I don't know environmental music again, like I said. But yeah.
Yeah. Guys, I would highly, highly recommend this. I mean, I'm sure some of you've played it for 100%. And okay, what are I have my faves off the album. This is Xenoblade
Yeah.
2.
Yeah. I think yeah, two is probably my favorite soundtrack. Although I really like X as well. X is actually made by the same composer that Attack on Titan composed for that show, which is also a great soundtrack. But two has I feel like the most like just emotional, powerful songs. And yeah, I do have a few that I guess I will recommend as well. Um, but you go first, I
All
guess.
right.
Yeah.
So first we have the Power of Jin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That one's yeah uh very like cold, very like mythical, and like
Yeah.
it builds up and just it's just epic. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like it goes from like very like mysterious to then just like hard, and I don't even know how to explain it. It's like hard and like mysterious, and it's like really just powerful.
Yeah, powerful. My second favorite though, honestly, off this, I love Tomorrow with You.
Yeah, that's another good one.
Like this one, guys, is like it's more orchestral, I guess, and the just like I love it. It's so so pretty. You'll
Mm.
hear it and you'll be like, "Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. Who does this?" Yeah, it's literally from a video game.
Composer.
It,
It's like yeah, it starts off slow and like very like kind of sad, and like in the cutscenes you'll even see it like it's like a very like sad moment, or like the character feels like he's defeated or whatever, and then it goes like very like triumphant and very like he recovers from it, and just like the whole like the whole gang just comes together and just beats up the bad guy, like, and just like they overcome their fears, and they overcome like just the how powerful the other people are, or the enemies are, and just wipe them out,
so good.
kind of how it describes.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, guys, I know, like a part. I'm like, oh, the song's really good, and it's orchestral, and Nick knows like all the lore. So this,
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of funny because like Michelle knows nothing about the game, or like where like the songs are played and everything like that. I highly recommend it. And I can't spoil it to her, but like she's got to play it herself. But it's like the way I love video game music too is just because of how the fact that it's able to like immerse yourself in the game even more, with the fact that you go and you see these cutscenes, and the emotion just like is driven by these songs, and they're so catchy too, some of them too, as like even if we're mentioning Xenoblade 2, we can't mention Xenoblade 2 without Torna, which is like the DLC. It can even be considered like a separate game, as it's like the past of Xenoblade 2, and the main character kind of switches too. But that one's like a lot of jazz. Like I know you love the one song Gourmet, where it's like very like just like very jazzy, very like upbeat and everything.
yeah,
And like you even hear in there. The other thing about Xenoblade is the motifs. Like the lay motifs are like really good. You'll hear in Xenoblade 2 and even in X, like there's like a theme to it. You hear like a little like melody in like almost like 4 or 5 songs, and it's like, you're like, oh, that's from that song, that's from that song, and they connect somehow too, because the lore too with the Xenoblade 2, for example, the ending song, it's called like A Moment of Eternity. You can hear Jin's theme, the power of Jin, in that song as well, and it's just like mind blowing because of the fact also that song plays. The reason that song plays, like the power of Jin in the Moment of Eternity at the end, is because in the second game, or like uh, the prequel or whatever, it's the main character is Jin, so he's the main character, and a lot of like things happen at the end to Jin, and so it plays Jin's theme in A Moment of Eternity at the end, like kind of like hinting back that it's weird because like it's hinting back, or it's hinting towards the power of Jin, because that's like the what's happening next, because it's a prequel, and so it's hinting towards that theme that's like in the present, or like in the future, yet it was made in the past, which is like such like a paradox. It's crazy.
I love orchestral music. This is why I love film music so much, because it like reuses the same motif. Love it. And it's so like when you realize it, it's so powerful. You know that movie Musica, the guy that can see music or hear music around him. It just came
No, I
out.
don't think so.
He it's the same thing. Like they used a motif from the beginning of like the girl, and they used it throughout it was genius. So now a rec.
All right, so let me pull out my notes again. But I mean, okay, I don't know what to start with. I guess I'll go back to going back to like themes. So like with Jin's theme, how it like shows up in later on in the game or whatever, or technically previous in the game as a prequel and whatever. I love like themes, or like character themes of the video game music. Like Guilty Gear is actually like what I want to talk about, is like probably the definition of like mastering characters' themes. Like there's this one character, Happy Chaos, which this is like I guess one of my music recs. The song Drift. It's completely insane because so the name of the character is Happy Chaos, which his theme is called Drift, and it goes from like the song goes from jazz to then rock and roll to then what only can be described as like Disney. Like I don't even know how else to explain it. It's just like
amazing,
so like magical and like mythical and whatever. Then goes back to rock and roll and then back to jazz again, which fits the character so well because the character's name is Happy Chaos, and he just is like just this crazy character that's like unpredictable and whatever. And like the theme matches with the character so well because the song is just like unpredictable and like crazy, and it goes from all these different genres, and it works somehow, and it's like so beautifully done, but it's also just like a crazy song that like is just one of a kind. um but yeah, that's one of my recs. Another one I guess is Arcane. That's like it's not a video game, but it's a TV show based on a video game, being League of Legends. Maybe you've seen it. It's probably my favorite animation like ever. But the soundtrack to that TV show is like actually amazing, and like there are like music videos for those scenes, and they like work really well, and it's just like such like powerful like battle music or like emotional music, and it just like fits really well. Also, they got like 21 Pilots on one of the songs. They got Denzel Curry on one of the songs. They got, yeah, I'm not even joking. Like this is like they got like all these people because it's such a big like production that it's like they even performed live at the Game Awards. Like 21 Pilots performed there, and it was like such like an amazing performance and everything. But yeah.
Love it. Okay, so I need to listen to Drift.
Yeah.
Like immediately. Cause
we would play it now, but we get copyrighted probably. We don't have that much production on this.
Guys, you guys don't. We don't have that many fans. Yes. Oh my gosh. And for another rec, first of all, amazing. B, we need to talk about Studio Gilby. Or wait, no, I'm saying it wrong. Studio second. Studio Joe hit. I'm trying not to be wrong. Wait, give me a second. It's like Spirited Away.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like
Yeah, I know
that
what
guy.
you're talking about, yeah.
Shout out Aiden Shen because you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because saw him live.
Nice.
But One Summer Day, you know what I'm talking about? It's like,
I think so. If I heard it, I probably would know.
again, can't get copyrighted.
Yeah.
But Studio, so the G, you all know what I'm talking about, has such good pieces. And to go back to the character development part of it, like I love just like the constant theme, like The Name of Life from Spirited Away, One Summer Day from Spirited Away. What's some other ones that I have? I have some other ones from that like realm. It's spelled Nandemoaiya. It starts off the piece with like a music box, and then it goes into this like beautiful orchestral piece. So good. I just recommend. Obviously Merry-Go-Round of Life, duh. And then there's also one. I think the two with the music box and this one are just like the Gilby Orchestra edition, but it's Watashi no Uso. I don't know what it's from, but it's also really good. And it's just like really good dynamic orchestral pieces that don't make you feel like you're listening to Bach and Beethoven. And you're like, I could fall asleep. You're not falling asleep. Like, I would run a mile to this.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
I get you.
I'd run a mile. So that's my recommendation. And just anything. It's just anything by like him. It's just so good.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Is it time for one of our sponsors?
I think it might be one for our sponsors.
All right, guys, tune in to one of our sponsors.
All right, so let's talk about it. This time is actually brought to you by Buttered Ice Trays. Now, Michelle, you ever go like, I really want some ice cubes right now, but I actually want like some buttered ice cubes, like some just like buttery ice cubes that like have, I don't want that plain water that like tastes like nothing. I want some flavor to that water, so I want some butter on those ice cubes.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
So I got the product for you. Now listen, hear me out on this one. It's called Buttered Ice Trays. Now, you're thinking, what is a buttered ice tray? So it's like a stick of butter, but there are like three like little cube cutouts for water to go in. So you have like a butter stick, and you think of like three like cube little containers for the butter stick. You pour the water into the butter stick, and you put it in the freezer, and you take it out after like a few hours, and voila, you got some ice cubes that taste like butter. And it's a little hard to get them out for some reason, so you actually have to melt the butter stick and also melt the ice cubes. So what's left is you have a buttered water, and then you have to refreeze it, and then you can use it. But so it's only a one-time use type of thing. But hear me out though. If you call right now, or you use the promo code Let's Talk About It, you can get 2 more free buttered ice cube trays, with only 29 easy payments.
Also, if you guys want to get it, drop the credit card number of your card down in the comments.
Yeah. We'll help you out. It's a pretty hard process. Again, 29 payments is a little hard. We'll help you out with that one. The shipping is also a little annoying too, because they'll ship it to you, and by the time they ship it to you, the butter ice tray will already be melted. But you can again just like build it back up. It might be like a little like sticky or whatever, like a little like melted, but you can just like just put it in the freezer right away, and like something will happen, I hope. But
You
yeah,
think?
that's the script, right? Yeah. Okay. So
They're paying
that
us, right?
yeah, they're paying us,
Good.
right?
Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, make sure to use the promo code. Let's talk about it. Or use the tell them on the phone that we sent you, and yeah, we'll thank you to our sponsors.
All right, guys. So we're back with more music recs. Thank you to our sponsor again, again.
Yeah.
That was really great. All right, Nick, give us one.
All right. Um, so I'm a big fan of rhythm games, and that's another like big thing of like video game music. And I can't talk about rhythm games without talking about Space Channel 5 Part 2, which features
Yes.
Space Michael, who's voiced by Michael Jackson himself. It's honestly, well, the game, it's like it's hard to like listen to the game. It's not really like a music recommendation cuz like it's hard to like listen to the game and like you know, uh listen to it on a daily basis or like listen to it without playing the game. But like playing the game while also like listening to it, it's just such like a bop, such a vibe, like it's just such a good time. And it's just yeah, such a great game. One of my favorite rhythm games. That I love the Beat Saber, Synth Riders. They also have like great songs. They got me into a little bit of electro swing, which I love like Lindsey Sterling,
Yeah.
Wolfgang Lohr, Jamie Berry. Like they all do a fantastic job with electro swing. Although I guess Lindsey Sterling is more just violin. But yeah. Also I want to talk about uh, Sayonara Wild Hearts. Now this is like it's it's like one of a kind video game. It's not really a rhythm game, but it's like you're playing like a pop album. Like the way people describe it is like it's the first ever like pop type video game. And it's voiced by Queen Latifah. She narrates it, which is crazy.
You guys see
And
my jaws on the floor.
yeah. And it's like it's great to listen to it, but also like playing it and playing through the album. Like it's literally you're playing through an album, and it's like there are so many like great songs. I especially love like the vocal tracks, "Begin Again," "Inside," "Dead of Night," and the album starts with "Claire de Lune." Like you can't go wrong with that. It's like such a great soundtrack slash album slash video game, and there's also another game talking about Claire de Lune that also has like some classical music in it. The Catherine soundtrack, which also has just a bunch of like classical songs, but like remix a little bit. Like some of them are like remixed to be like a little bit like hard rock or like are not remixed at all. They're just put in there. But they also have songs of their own that can be considered as like classical music. Um, like also Gravity Rush, another great soundtrack that also like has no like classical music like ripped from it or like sampled, but like you listen to like something like Old Town or like Discovery of like Gravitation, you'll like be like this is a classical song, and it's like no, it's just a video game song that came out like 10 years ago, and you're like wow, like it's so good, and also like it captures the vibe of the game itself because the whole game of Gravity Rush is just like flying around and like just like defying gravity pretty much of like
Oh, don't get me
yeah
started. Don't get me started.
but like you're pretty much like you have the ability of just like being able to float, and like you hear the music and it's just like you literally feel like you're flying like with that music alone, but it just fits the gameplay so well as well. And another one I want to recommend is the Jet Set Radio soundtrack. If you really like hip hop and like sampling, that soundtrack is amazing. I think you've heard a few of the tracks. I
I think
think.
so.
Um,
Sounds so familiar.
yeah, and I think we listened to Too Mellow, which also kind of has that vibe. Like he kind of like imitates Jet Set Radio's
Yeah.
soundtrack, and I think I played a few tracks for you. But that one's like really good. There's also a video that like just shows like how Jet Set Radio literally samples like radio talks and samples like old school music and like remixes it and puts it into a soundtrack that's for a video game that's for about like a platformer that uses roller skates, and it's actually like so good and it's so like funky and stuff. And the last one I want to say is Splatoon. I know that one is
Yes. Yes.
Splatoon's actually like fire. Like I'm not even joking. Like even though it sounds like a bunch of like high pitched like it's just like it works so well, and it just like it's actually such a bop, and especially like playing it in the summertime. Like it's just so like energetic and fun and just like such a bop. And I guess okay, there's one more. Um, I guess okay. There's two more. Fata Morgana, also another really found soundtrack, very classical, very like beautiful. Giselle's theme's really like probably one of the most like pretty songs I've ever heard. Sissio is also another one that is just like very like just classical and pretty. And then oh my god, there's actually so much. There's so many more actually now that I think about it. I gotta say Sonic also. The Sonic songs are actually fire. Like I love like especially Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Colors. They have like a lot of like just like the people at Sega, like they also made Space Channel 5 Part 2. They just make amazing soundtracks. Persona is also an amazing soundtrack. Persona 5 is probably like it's so good. It's all jazz. Persona 4 is like mostly pop, and then Persona 3 is like emo. All of them are like really really good. And I think that might be it. But yeah, there's a few other ones, but I don't want to take the stage anymore, I guess.
Oh, please. Guys, you don't understand. Nick's recommendations, they're not just like, oh my god, listen to this song, it's okay. Listen to this song and it's really good. So just listen to these songs. They're so good. I could sit here and listen to Nick's for like hours.
Yeah.
So
I think we will, and we'll also play Skippo at one point.
oh, yes. Guys, if we could recommend a game. Okay, that's going to be another episode. I think I'm going to get. I know who I'm going to.
Just ASMR Skippo.
Guys, comment down below if you want me to do an ASMR episode. Hey, guys. Should I do my next music rec as an ASMR? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. The next thing that I recommend. This makes me want to actually jump up. Okay, I'm not going to do that. Anyway, who would I be if I wouldn't recommend John Williams?
Yeah.
Like, you know, one time I was talking to my friend and like he was like, well, like what other music do you like to listen to? Because I told him, you know, the typical like classic rock and yacht rock and, you know, cool music that makes me happy, blah, 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 normal spiel. And he's like, well, what else do you listen to? And I'm like, oh God. I'm going to go, like, if you ask me what music I listen to, it's over. You're going to, like, I mean, it's a full conversation. Then if you ask me, like, what really do you listen to? Okay, here comes the classical stuff. So I go, you know, I was like, well, classical. And he goes, John Williams? I'm like, yeah, man. Yeah, man. So you all know, okay? Amazing. And it's so great. There's actually a really good documentary on Disney Plus talking about like making all these film scores and whatever. The piecing them together, it's making a world within a soundtrack, and it's not the soundtrack, it's the score. It's like the soundtrack could be, for all I care, you know, Diana Ross or something else, but the score is what they write in the background. So like, I mean, we'll start off like with the little ones, but something that he did was really great, which I'm sure you all know, was, let's see, I'm gonna go up to it, was E.T. We played this in like high school band, and it was great. Like E.T. flying theme, amazing.
Yeah.
He just makes a whole world out of the piece, and then I think the best piece on earth, without getting copyrighted, I would love to play it, is Journey to the Island from Jurassic Park. That's it. It's honestly the first like 40, it's the first like 2 minutes of it is like the best.
Yeah.
The best song, tune. Sorry, songs have words. So good. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Classic, yeah.
Such a classic.
Yeah.
Such a Michelle classic. Classic to the world, classic to everybody. It's so good. I can't recommend that enough. And then I honestly, okay, there is this album that I highly recommend. It's by the group, I think it's a group, Cavendish Music. And it's the album Swing. I think it's just called Swing. And it's super, super, super cool music. It's just like swing music. And it's really cool to listen to in the background. And some are like high tempo, some are not, some are like more on like the chill side, some are more upbeat. It's just they do it so well, and you feel like you're listening to something new every time, but you can also like study with it and
Yawn break.
yawn break, guys. Um, I'm like, and you can also read a book at the same time. This is not words in your ears. So good. That's my rec, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see if I have any more.
Yeah, I love me some electro swing, like I said.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I dance to on synth riders and. Cause yeah, synth riders really got me into, and that's a VR game by the way. Electro swing. They got me into like Wolfgang Lohr and Jamie Berry, and like especially Jamie Berry. I love like Light Up the Night, Lost in the Rhythm, Delight. All three of those songs are like amazing and just like very fun to just like dance to or just like even listen to. Just like such a bop, and just like hearing kind of a modernization of what 1920 swing would be like in the modern era, and it just like works, and it's really well done, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, guys, even if you're not a really big music, like music without words person, I think all this stuff is so not like I want to I synonym for like worth it, but like it's so valuable to listen to because like if you put it on the background when you're studying or when you're like wanting to just like hang out with friends, you put it on the background, or if you want to like literally like just feel good at any moment in time, or play a game, a really good game, and have like a good experience.
Yeah.
These songs.
I mean, that's what I was playing a bunch of gambling songs when we were playing poker. And they're honestly pretty fire. Some of them were pretty good.
Story time?
Yeah.
So the other day, we were playing poker. We were all 21 and up. Yes. And we're all playing poker, and Nick has on this, like, just, like, literally the music made you want to gamble your life away.
Yeah, it's literally called video game music to gamble your life away.
And so you're looking at the two also winners of money that night.
Yeah, it's true.
Nick won a bunch, and I won a decent amount.
Yeah.
I won $1.70.
I only won, $4.70. But yeah.
That's fine.
We weren't the highest winners, but we were in our hearts. Because the other guy, shout outs to Ryan.
Shout out Ryan Graffa.
He stole our money. He does that a lot, but he's too good. But like technically, I got first place. Michelle got second. I'm gonna be honest.
yeah. If we take out Ryan, shout out to Ryan, guys. If you don't know who Ryan is, shout out Chossman on YouTube.
Yeah.
Go look him up. All right, this brings us to our last segment of the pod.
Yeah.
Okay, Nick. I'm starting this new segment for season 2. What is your words of wisdom for the pod today? What for our listeners, for your fans? Because let's be real.
Yeah.
These fans, they're for you. All right. What are your words of wisdom as they go on their day? Could be anything. Could be whatever your heart desires.
I mean, I didn't really think about this one, so.
Anything could be anything.
I don't know. I mean, just like, I tell Michelle this all the time as like, she's my apprentice and everything, but it's all mental. At the end of the day, no matter what you do, it's just all mental. If you think you're gonna lose, you're gonna lose. But if you think you're gonna win, you're gonna win. And just like, you just have a good attitude and everything, you're just gonna be good. And that's just how it is. Like, I tell Michelle this all the time when she's rock climbing, just like think just about going up, and then just go up, just jump, just go up to the last hold, and when she does think about it, she does, and she gets up to the top and finishes it. And I'm like, it's all mental. That's it.
Yes. Yes. I'm Nick's Nick. Okay, Nick's a master, guys.
It's
For
true.
reference, so I'm apprenticing. So, thank you guys for coming on this journey of Let's Talk About It podcast, season 2, episode 1.
Yeah. We hope that none of the fans died. You know, I know it's been a while, and that you guys have been waiting for a long time, and you guys have been like kind of decaying at this point. But we hope that everyone's all good, and that yeah, you know, you guys have been delivered. I guess I don't know.
You guys have been fed.
You've been fed content. You know.
Good. And more to come on this channel. And okay.
Don't forget to thank our sponsors again. Thank you to Buttered Ice Trays once again. Again, use promo code Let's Talk About It to get 2 free buttered ice trays with your purchase of 1 buttered ice tray. Again, 29 easy payments. Put your credit card in the comments, and we'll help you out.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And drop that credit card down below.
Make
All
sure
right.
to like, comment, subscribe.
Thanks. Bye.